Hello, and there you are, and welcome to another synth walkthrough with me, the Unfinished. We're back with Humankind. Today we're going to do the Legend. Here it is in all its glory. I'll have to remember to cut to that. So it's a Moog, well, it's a mini Moog emulation basically, and it's rather a nice one that I wasn't particularly aware of until I worked on the Bond film. Name dropping. I didn't have it until I started working on that, and both Hans Zimmer and Kevin Schroeder recommended it to me, so I thought, let's give it a whirl. So I've done 64 patches for a Humankind sound set for The Legend. Obviously, there's quite a lot of bassy stuff. It's very analog, so has some really good classic sounds in there, but I've tried to be a little bit experimental with it as well. So without further ado, because you've probably watched at least one of the other Humankind videos, nobody's going to watch the Legend one first, are they? Are they? I don't know. Probably not. So we'll just crack on with sounds. Anyway, it's limited edition sound set, raising money for charity, 50% goes to the Trussell Trust. Done. Right, okay, let's go with the first sound, and we're starting off with a couple of bass lines. We haven't got a sequencer, so this is LFO stuff. Unfortunately, we've got all these drop-down preset management things, which are never my favourite because they're a bit fiddly. See what the mod wheel does. Nice little bit of extra power in it, which is always good. Really love, as you would expect, lovely bass sounds in something that is a mini Moog emulation. Cool. Mod wheel. Quite gnarly with this because on the effects section, well, simulation options and effects section, you got some saturation here. You got reverb, delay, your performance controls, so stuff on the mod wheel here. There's a few different little things to have fun with, pitch range, blah, 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 blah. Your legato mode, whether it's retrigger or legato. Model revision, early and late, colours the sound a little. You've got some oscillator controls, so you can decide how much drift you want in there, some filter controls. So some actually quite interesting and unique controls. Certainly stuff there that isn't on a lot of other synths I have. So that gives you some good options to fiddle around with if you want to. Nice. Oh, the mod wheel takes it out of tune, that's funny. I quite like that. There we go. More basses. Again, giving away the fact that I've been listening to a lot of 80s synth pop. Lovely. There's a real depth of sound on this actually, which is quite nice. It does, obviously it sounds like a mini Moog, but there's some really good other options. You can do some really creative stuff with limited controls. Perfect for your 70s, 80s horror film soundtrack there. One of the interesting things about this actually is saving the patch with a particular mod wheel setting. So this one's saved about here. As you can see. So yeah, that's quite interesting, because often you're stuck with whatever one you have really there. Listening to some early Human League stuff. Ta-da! A couple of drum sounds. Nice big deep noise sound there. And a couple of keys as well. Because this is a polyphonic mini Moog. Chords. Which is quite nice, because I think sometimes, you can go too far with emulating a synth. And one of the few monosynth emulations that I think works, because it is just a monosynth emulation, is Repro 1. Sometimes you have a monosynth emulation that remains monosynth as a VST, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So yeah, it's a great analog sound actually. This is the first Synapse audio synth I've had. I know other people have been recommending Dune to me. What was that? So I'm doing this quite early in the morning because it's very warm at the moment, surprisingly, and I'm trying to get this done before my studio becomes a furnace. And so, just probably worth showing here on the polyphony. So some sounds nice mono, and then you've got the unison mode as well. You can get some real lead. Really go for it. If you want to, that is, of course. More leads. So you can get quite a nice sort of euphoric sound out of this as well, with all that unison polyphony. And last lead even. Nice light and plucky sound there. So because it's polyphonic, we can do mini Moog pads. Harmonic thing going on here. Nice and dark and atmospheric. get into some quite epic territory with the delay and reverb. Yeah, drop down preset management. Don't do it. Let's see what sort of filtering we've got on this one. That's quite nice. One more pad. Soundscapes. Cruising inharmonic style thingy. Sometimes a monosynth soundscape can be quite nice. Little gated effect thingy. Very Sasha-esque, that, isn't it? And then we've got one whole sequence. Then we come into the synth section, which is where the slightly more experimental stuff is. Spread's quite fun on this. Should probably get a bit weird on the modern one. Cool. Crushed sort of cool. Oh, it is actually called Crushed. I've just basically read that, haven't I, in my description. Very noisy, echoing lead. What happened? What does it sound like if we take all the noise out? Quite brutal. I think we've got some bit of saturation going on there. Right, there you go then. So that's remember to camera, Matthew. That is the Legend, Humankind. 64 patches, and again, 50% of the proceeds go to the Trussell Trust. Even. So yeah, my first sound set for the Legend. Will I do some more? I don't know. I might do. It's a really nice sounding. I'll certainly be using it a lot more in my own music. Yeah. So. Quite interesting, I think. Agree? No? Okay, fine. Right, anyway, that's that one done. So before it gets any hotter in here, we'll go and do the Uno LX one. Yay, more analog emulation. Lovely. See you later. Bye.